Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Uncle Matt's Cookery Lessons. Something very British today. Brown sauce. That stuff. A bit like ketchup, but more better. Hello, going to be making some brown sauce. Similar to ketchup, but nicer. Certainly with like a bacon sandwich, it's really quite lovely. I think in the States you might not know of this thing. It's closer to, say, barbecue sauce. Anyway, I'm going to be making it because I think that what we get now is a poor substitute of what we used to get. And I actually say the same thing with Heinz tomato ketchup. I think now it's really sweet. But so, more of an old school recipe. Granny Smith apples, onion, prunes, malt vinegar and sugar, and I think it's going to be great. I hope you do. Similar process to how I made tomato ketchup, and if you haven't seen my tomato ketchup recipe, now you know where it is. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with it, and I hope you really like this one. Alright then guys, this is so easy. You're going to see me peel and chop an onion and some apples, and while I'm doing that, let me tell you a little history here. 1895, Frederick Gibson Garton invented a brown sauce, this brown sauce, and a little while later he discovered it was really popular with MPs in the Houses of Parliament. So he called it HP sauce, as in Houses of Parliament, and you'll see the logo has Big Ben and Parliament Square, whatever. Houses of Parliament, that's the word I wanted to get. So carrying on, dicing these, and Granny Smith apples, I like these. They're nice and sort of sharp and tart and firm texture. I think they're very good for cooking with. Dicing them similar size to the onion. Also, apparently in the 60s and 70s, this was known as Wilson's gravy, because Harold Wilson, the then Prime Minister, put this on just about everything. There you go. That's a nice little bit of history for those that are interested in that sort of stuff. Anyway, so onions and apples in a pan, over to the stove. The rest of the ingredients, we've got some prunes, pitted prunes, because obviously we're going to blitz this. We don't want to wreck our blitzer. That was some ginger, some chilli, and I changed my mind on the salt. The original recipe had far too much salt. Obviously, full recipes in the description. Malt vinegar and some grated nutmeg. Yeah, I decided not to add all the salt, and I can taste it later, and I'm glad I did so because it would have been too much. So, come to the boil, give it a stir, because, well, it's such a simple recipe, there's not much to do, so I thought I'd put a little bit of effort into it. Lid back on, turn down the heat, and then turn down a little bit more. Yeah. And about 45 minutes, hour later, something like that, all the vegetables are really smooth. Really soft. Now we've got to blitz it really smooth. I'm using an immersion blender or a stick blender. If you find that you don't have enough liquid to really get this going, add some water to it, half a cup or something like that, and then obviously we're going to reduce this down later to make it thicker, so it doesn't matter. But try to get this as smooth as you can. A liquidizer would do the job great. I don't think your food processor is up to it. It's not going to get it smooth enough. And now the heat goes back on, and keep an eye on it. Stir it around every now and again. Make sure it doesn't burn, but just reduce it, and you'll see some. No, that's not. It's not thick enough. It's difficult to tell because obviously when things are cold they thicken a bit more. But no, you can see those blubs are getting a bit bigger there, and then a bit bigger again with air, and the colour's changed. It's got beautiful deep brown colour, as it should do because it's brown sauce. Now let's have another test of this consistency. I had a plate in the freezer. Anyone that makes jam will go, oh yeah, I do that when I make jam, because it cools down quickly and you can see the thickness of it exactly. Move it around a bit for the camera, and then do one of them trendy swipes that all the fancy chefs do. Now I've tasted it, a little bit more of the salt, but clearly not all of it. So the full recipe, I think something like 3 pinches on there, but it's up to you. It's personal taste, isn't it? But just be aware that something when it's hot will taste more seasoned than it does when it's cold, and this sauce would normally be served cold or room temperature. I actually went out and bought a couple of canning jars. I only needed one, rather than using my regular sort of marmalade or jam jars. That's looking good. And I even bought a funnel as well. Uncle Matt is splashing out on stuff. And so if you're watching this, help me out. Subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends. Do all that stuff, please. I really appreciate that. And there's the yield I got from it. And now I'm going to finish the canning process. So it's got like a little insert lid that goes on it. And then the screw top goes on that. I'm going to put it in a pot of water. Again, that I sterilised it in. About 10 minutes or so. And then I'm going to have another little chat with you. Okay, I've just canned it. I've had it in boiling water for a little while, so hopefully it's created a seal, but it doesn't really matter because it's not going to last that long anyway. But it's not ready yet. 2 days, I would say, minimum requirement for this to sort of have a little bit of time to mature in the fridge, and then I will try it. But I would suggest that that's better in 2 weeks' time or a month's time. It's just going to get better and better. Anyway. We'll see what it's like in a couple of days. Okay, a few days later, and it's been in the cupboard, not the fridge. I think I may have said fridge there. Now let's showcase it, shall we? Let's use this, because otherwise it'd be a very quick video. The video's over. We've made brown sauce. But no, it's Uncle Matt's cookery lessons. Let's do some different things. And oh God, yeah, you see that vacuum on there? That canning process worked a treat. So let's make it look really lovely. Put some in a ramekin, and it does look good. I'm really pleased with it. Beautiful consistency. Lovely colour. Now let's put some on some chicken wings. I know, never done that before, but why not? Leave that to marinade for a little while, and then I'm going to char grill them. Sort of a bit like barbecue chicken wings, right? Maybe not, but you know, brown sauce chicken wings. Of course, some bangers. You cannot have bangers without HB sauce or brown sauce. It's in the rule book. And some sandwiches. Now, of course, everyone's going, of course, bacon sandwich, but hang on. I'm going to do a grilled cheese, which is, to those watching it in the UK, that's what Americans have. We call it a toasted cheese sandwich, but they call it a grilled cheese. Yeah, so I've got some brown sauce in there as well. I've got some Emmental, which I know, that's not traditional, but it's buttered on the outside into a nice non-stick pan, preheated. Put a lid on it so that it sort of heats it through, because we want that cheese to get all melty. A couple of minutes later, is it nice and toasty? Yes, it is. It's looking very nice. Feeling a bit smug about that. And oh, yeah. Shall we see if it's got a cheese stretch on it? Get in there, binging with Babish. Eat your heart out, mate. Look at that stretch. Oh, hang on. We need to move back because it's... Look at that. And I wonder if it tastes nice. Well, what do you think? It's grilled cheese. Beautiful. With some brown sauce in it. Makes it even more nicer. And for those of you that are going, I can't believe you didn't make a bacon sandwich. Calm down, calm down. This is your bacon sandwich, right? So, of course, white bread and a couple of slices. All right, loads and loads of bacon. I think that was 5 rashers I stuck in there. Pop the top on that. I'm going to take a great big whacking bite out of it. I'm going to curse a little bit, and then I'm going to hand you back over to me for the official tasting. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright then, it's a bit interesting. So it's a completely made up thing, like a bit like a barbecued sauce chicken wing. This is brown sauce, British style. Needs a bit of salt, but oh, it's nice. The longer if I left that marinating would have been better. Well, yum, that's nice. Okay. This is what we want to do. Let's do the Pepsi challenge. So this is obviously, as you can tell, the original. Let's take one of these sausages in half. And this is my baby. Now when I made tomato ketchup, I was very careful to say it doesn't taste like tomato ketchup. It tasted really nice, like a different type of tomato ketchup, but nothing like Heinz. So, the original. It's quite a big hit of vinegar with that one. More subtle with the vinegar, perhaps a tad sweeter actually, but fruity. So fruity. That is lovely. It's better. Okay, you can take it from me, that is worth making. Tomato ketchup I'm unlikely to make very often, but that is just so much nicer, and I hope my lady really likes that. Let's just go in. It's just not fruity. That is not fruity. And that is. And of course, you could add a bit more chilli, you could add other bits and pieces, because you can personalise it. But there you go. I heartily recommend giving my brown sauce, I was nearly going to call it HP sauce, my brown sauce, very, very British style brown sauce, a go. Why not? It's going to be lovely. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one real soon. Bye.